You tell us.
Jim, there's a ton of depth on this team, a lot of different pieces and parts. When it comes to going through the process as a staff of trying to experiment with different lineups, different guys, different combinations to figure out who matches up well in certain situations, a lot of moving parts there. How do you guys go about trying to organize that?
Well, we've had time, definitely. We started back in April, and then the guys all came in July. And then what you have to do then is the guys have earned their role, kind of. I mean, they still got time, and now our job as the staff is try and sell them. Hey, here's what you do. Here's what you do well that can help us win. And if we do that, and they buy into it, then we can be really good. But we have to make sure guys understand, hey, here's what I do well, and by doing this, it helps our team, and it's not about that person. It's about getting it done for everybody there, and because we are deep, every day is a competition. So I could say today, there were certain guys in my mind that played well, and there were certain guys that didn't have a great day, and so guys who play well got a head start. They're ahead of the other guys.
Hunter and Ronshad both mentioned defense and trying to make that better this year. What kind of goes into kind of building that culture up defensively a little bit more?
Yeah, and today's practice was about 2 hours and 45 minutes, and I thought we had ups and downs defensively. When we got fatigued, we didn't guard as well as we should, and I think it's a mentality. I think we can give all the X's and O's. We can teach them how to defend the ball screen. We can teach them when to switch, when not to switch, how we're going to guard the post. But it's all a mentality of we have to stop this team. And our guys really get in the gym a lot and they work on their games, but we need to get them to put that same emphasis defensively, and it will help us because giving up easy shots, if we get stops and we're able to get out in transition and run secondary, we're pretty good. But again, if a team is entrenched, if a team is back waiting for us, our offense doesn't look as good.
When it comes to the Sun Belt, it's a physical conference. The officials generally let you play. I know toughness and physicality is something I've heard you preaching for multiple years, really since you've been here. How do you think this team measures up right now in their mental, acceptance of the kind of physicality that you're looking for?
Well, I think I think our practices are definitely physical. We have to tone that down a little bit because it is fouls. I mean, you could be a phony tough guy, and that's a foul. If you're on the bench, you're doing nobody any good. But being the Sun Belt is physical. We got to be able to rebound. We got to be able to defend with some toughness, and then you got to have that mental toughness, which I think left us at times last year. And you think back to the last game we played, by Arlington's guard making every shot he took, making some tough shots. We were completely taken out of the game mentally. And so, we remind our guys of that, and we have to get tougher physically, but also tougher mentally, I think.
It's been a while since this team has gone to the tournament, and just looking at your roster, you've got experience, you've got youth, probably got the most depth that I've seen in the roster. Is this a year where you're looking to? Of course, you're always looking to go to the top. Is this one you think maybe you can make that move?
Yeah, obviously there's not there's not a ton of tradition in terms of getting to the NCAA tournament here. I think it's been twice with Coach Kremens and Coach Peterson. So yeah, that's our goal. I think this is a team that's good enough to compete for a league title. But obviously we have to get a lot better than we are right now. But I'm excited about going through this next couple of months, especially this next month where we're just practicing, getting better, and putting ourselves in a position to compete for a championship. And then you go into the league schedule, the non-league schedule, and we're going to be playing a lot of good teams and a lot of hostile environments, and so that's going to set us up for January, February, March in the Sun Belt.
Those early games. I'm sorry. Those early games, is that kind of a sign where maybe you win one or two of those, or you?
Well, we're going to try and win them all.
Is that going to be kind of a telltale that?
Yeah, we're going to try and win.
Maybe we can do this.
Yeah, we're going to try and win them all. Hopefully, you gain some confidence from playing those games against really good teams that are really coached well, on national TV, and hopefully you build some of that mental toughness that we were talking about before.
Hunter was talking about taking over the Griff role, and just how do you go about helping a guy that does have a little bit of a different skill set transition into that part of the offense for you guys?
Well, I think our whole team is a little bit different now. When the game was on the line last year, we went to Griff, especially towards the end of the season, and he delivered for us. So we have to replace that. But where there's other ways and other positions we can replace that. So Hunter's got to be Hunter and do what he does well, and that's score inside. And he does a great job of getting people open, and then he's got to rebound. And if Hunter does those things, Hunter will make his own mark. And I think obviously Griff is Griff, and we want Hunter to be Hunter and do what he does. Like you said, their skill sets they're not the same. They because they got the what do you call that thing with the hair that you have. I mean everyone thinks they're the same guy, but they're not. They're very different.
One of the things about some of the depth you've actually got a larger senior class, 4 guys, very experienced here. What is the leadership responsibility that you've put on some of those older guys that are coming up on their last season here?
Yeah, and we got 7 seniors with those guys. And I mention that because a guy like Trey Ford is valuable to us in terms of leadership, as somebody like Ron Schott is. And but we want. I think our guys better than ever. Our guys have done this year, a better job of coaching the team. Because I think that the upperclassmen are more confident in how we play and what we want. So they are really helping the younger guys with it, and you can see that it's evident in practice. There's a lot more guys holding other guys accountable, and I think that's a sign of a strong program when players, one, hold their friends accountable, and 2, those friends allow themselves to be held accountable. So we need a lot, and you got different kind of guys. You look at that senior class. I mean, Ron Shod's learning to be a lot better leader, and he does a lot through action. He's always in the gym. He's working hard, and you got a guy like Justin's always talking. O'Shawn is on guys, and Trey is constantly pushing guys. So you need that, and even a guy like Brecky and Adrian, they're fresh, they're rookies, and they're out there talking away as much as some of the other guys. So it's a good sign of a strong program, no doubt.
Well, that's a nice segue too into these younger guys. I mean, in watching them both practice, things that they can improve on. You hear them being coached, but you also see a lot of great things that each one of them do. How do you feel like those 2 guys are going to fit into the rotation?
Yeah, well, obviously James is not going to play this year, but he's going to be good for us, man. We're lucky to have him. He's going to have a great career. But the guys that can play this year, Adrian just does so much, and Adrian really picks things up quickly. And he is tremendous that when you tell him something, he'll correct it. And he really picks it up. And sometimes if you're a rookie, your head in about a week from now, if you stuck it with a pin, it will blow up all over the place because there's so much going through your mind and you just freeze. But he really listens well and he corrects himself, and he's gotten so much better already. And then Brecky's played a lot internationally. He's played against really good teams in hostile environments. So once he picks up our system, he's going to definitely be a guy that can help us this year.
Well, and they're not the only new guys. Obviously, Bibby and Battle become eligible this year. Same question for them. How do you see those guys with what their skill sets are fitting in?
Yeah, and I think a guy like JB really brings something to the table that a lot of guys don't. I mean, he really gets out and guards. He creates havoc defensively. And he's learning how to play in what we do, and he's always working. He's working on all facets of his game. So he's gonna help us. And Michael's just got a great basketball IQ. He's just got to get that confidence in himself. And once Michael, it's tough sitting out here, man. I mean, it's tough, for JB and Michael. You can't expect too much too quick, just because how hard it is to sit here to not play, and then all of a sudden now you're back in, the game's fast. It's just different practicing, and now you're going to play again. But I expect a lot of good things from them. It's just going to take them some time.
Last question here. I know we talked in the off season just about Adrian's size and just the shape he was already in coming in here, and you can really see it when he's standing beside Ron Schott. Like the frame is very similar. I don't know What's the benefit of Adrian having a guy like Ron Shad here, and being able to learn from that guy?
Yeah, and you know what? You throw O'Shawn in that mix, and Justin. Justin's really changed his body, and credit to them. And those are just strong guards that are able to use their strength effectively, whether it be with the ball in their hand, whether it be getting to the rim, whether it be creating for other people, and I'm really excited for them. But I think it's like you said, and like we talked about before, a guy like all our rookies now, you have guys who've been doing this for 3-4 years, and it's so much a better spot now than it was before, because as I said, the upperclassmen are coaching the young guys, and there's such a respect there and a bond there that hey, they're going to listen to them. They're going to listen to them, and you can see these guys putting their arms around each other and telling them, hey, and you can also see them getting on guys in a huddle for not doing what they're supposed to do. So they get a little piece of coaching there.
You sneak one more in. Just have you noticed a difference